Hello and welcome at NPOR's IBC booth 2024. Today I have the honor to interview Aushra, the CTO of our customer Go3.
First of all, thank you for having me here. It's an amazing opportunity to share and talk a bit about us. So Go3 is a part of TV3 Group, and TV3 Group is the biggest media company in Baltics. And it's great that we are leaders in the market, and with Go3 we are providing next generation, we call it next generation television to our customers. Which in the end is OTT streaming platform, and it allows access to various types of content, VOD, series, movies, live TV, and all of that together allowed us to be the first one really in the market, and in 5 years to become, yeah, we can say first, but market penetration in TV households, it's more than 20%. So we started 5 years ago, really, we can say from the scratch, and we managed to develop the product over 5 years to the level that we are leading in the market.
Impressive, congrats.
Oh, thank you.
So you mentioned as this leading streaming company in the Baltics. What are the main challenges for you?
Well, when you really become a leader, in the beginning you have very clear target to grow. When you are reaching certain level, the next naturally is you need to keep that position. And when you still have to stay as the leader in the market, there are a lot of things. It's not only technology, content, it's very much customer relations. How are you overall presenting yourself? What is the offering? How you are communicating with the customers? How are you selling? What are your next steps? Because you are being constantly observed. Everyone, all eyes are on you. So there are a lot of challenges, and in each area where you would look, you would find a challenge. Different one, but and you can't stop. You have all the time to be with open eyes.
And what are the main challenges when it comes to data and analytics there?
In streaming, I think everyone will agree that there is a lot of different data, what you could gather, what you could access, what you could then later analyze. And the first thing is, and I think it's for any company, you need to understand what kind of data you overall have in your ecosystem, what insights this data can give to you. Then the way you are accessing this data, the way you are working with this data. And then third, all of those things should be as a daily routine, because most of the decisions in one or in another way, they are still done based on the data. It doesn't matter if you talk about the content, if you talk about customer experience, if you talk even subscriber numbers or churn, everything in the end lands to the data, and smooth data usage in any kind of organizational process, it's the thing what companies should within the time implement, adjust if needed, and use in daily routine. So I think if we talk about the challenges, it's to have all of the setup. It's overall a journey. It doesn't happen over a day, over a night. It happens gradually, but first with very clear understanding that you are really working with the data and what you can do with this data.
Great. And of course, we want to know, how does the NPOR Analytics help you there in these challenges?
It's really great that actually I think it was even last week I was talking with my team, and the guy said, you know that with all those unique dashboards, we can do many different things. And they really understand that if there is some sort of use case, what they try to understand, they can go set up some custom dashboard, have only the KPIs which are important for them, and use it for monitoring a specific area. So this is if we talk about some specific use case. Overall, NPAF is I would even say like the first eyes to understand how are we healthy? Are we healthy as a solution, as a platform? Because if we suddenly start to feel at least a bit unhealthy, this is the tool which gives us the first indication that there is something. Customer experience was affected. And then we can dig and understand what happened, why suddenly customer experience was affected. Because smooth customer experience is number one. We should all the time think about the customer, how he is navigating the platform, the solution, and if everything is okay. So it's eyes and ears for us.
It's great to hear. Are there any specific KPIs that you're very interested in, or are there any specific metrics that you're paying the most attention to?
Uh, there are different metrics, and I think depending on what use case do we have, we talk about different KPIs. But overall, like the main ones, what usually allows us to understand are we healthy, so is the number of errors and interrupted or unsuccessful streams. So these are the first thing. Then later on, of course, we are looking into are we losing the viewership, or simultaneous streams are dropping or not dropping, and so on. When we are talking about some specific use cases, so we of course look into rebuffering and some other KPIs which let's say shows that it's not the way it is expected. So we have some set of course target, and any deviation is being tracked. Overall, globally, I guess every platform which is really taking care about customer experience, everyone is following those startup time, how fast overall navigation is happening, how fast or slow you are, and if it is changing, you need then to find out why. So NPAF can give this visibility to notice if any changes are appearing.
That's great. You mentioned that implementing data is a journey. Is there anything like what is the most crucial thing for you or for Go3 when working with data in the streaming industry?
So it is a journey for us as well, and I think at the moment when you are reaching the level that you have so-called single source of data, and when you get different data inputs from various systems and you can really use them seamlessly 360 when you are analyzing some use case, this is where we are aiming. I think we are very close to reach that level. In order to be there, we really had to change and make some big architecture changes in the way we are operating the data lake, the way we collect the data. And it's also very important when any new solution is being integrated or added, already in the beginning to think, so what data you might get, how you will store the data, and how you will be able to use the data among coming from different sources in the seamless interface or report, or what business needs.
Yeah, you mentioned the different sources.
Yeah.
So how critical is it for you that all departments are working with data, and do they share the data and understand the data, and that they have the access to the right data and the appropriate data?
It is very important because data, we can say it's a language we talk, and we should talk the same language, because if we talk different language, then we will not understand each other. So we are really this is the station what I was telling previously, that we really made the conscious decision that we should move to a single source of data, that if in one tool we see something, we can map with churn data, with subscription data, with content data, and then really properly get insights which allows them to improve the service even more, to improve customer experience even more, really to be the one which provides what customer is expecting. So it doesn't matter if it's content team, if it's a finance team, even if it is a tech team, we still take care about the same customers, and we should be talking the same data language. So it is important,
Yeah.
very much.
How did you do that in the past before we worked together? How did you use data in the past before Impro?
Uh, we already had this decision that we should move towards unified and single source of truth. It was not maybe so easy to map data coming from different sources, and we understood that it required much more time. Sometimes we faced some limitations, and we understood that we cannot really do the mapping to the level we want. So there were very different practical challenges what we were facing, and this
Yeah.
naturally led to a decision that if we are a data driven company and if we really want to make all the decisions based on the data, we need to do the changes how we are collecting data, we are storing data, how we are accessing the data, and it should be thought through. So we are on that
Okay.
right path.
Let's move a little bit away from analytics.
Yeah.
And as you are an industry expert as well, we want to use the chance to ask you about, if you look into the future, let's say 2 years, how do you see the market, the video streaming market evolving? What do you think, which role will have the broadcast, the OTT providers, and the telco operators will play in the industry?
I think what's happening already now very much reflecting what will continue to happen in 2 years. So telcos, operators, broadcasters, OTT providers, there is a pattern that we are joining the efforts because we want to provide for the customer the best experience and the best product. You can fight each another, but you can also combine and efforts and get to the better solution. I can talk, of course, mainly about the Baltic market and the way we also operate selling O3. So we are really going into partnerships with telcos, and it allows for the customer much easier access to the service. So you don't need to think maybe about the bill, or you ordered broadband, here goes your TV service. So it's for the customer convenience. Go3 is a part of TV3 Group, which is also a broadcaster. And I think this contributed big time when it comes to original productions, and we can really benefit of the broadcast content creation experience, which company has over 30 years while creating originals. So it's all going together. And I think in the other countries, a similar thing is happening. So everyone is looking for synergies and benefits, how really to provide and to reach the customer.
Yeah.
We are all talking about in the end the same person, customer.
Sure. Yeah. So cooperation in order to provide the best customer experience.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Amazing, Osman. That was it already. Thank you so much for your time and for having us, or for giving us the interview.
Thank you very much for having me here.